and founder of the Psychic News Network. How are you all doing? It's hump day. I keep thinking it's later in the week. I'm in a time warp. Are you? It's just, I don't know. It feels like Friday for some weird reason. And my screen looks foggy. I don't know what's going on. Are we really here? My rings are off. What's going on? How are you? What's new? So it's Wednesday and it's the 27th. The month is winding down. Let's see. Lots of things. And that's why we're here, because there's lots of things to talk about. First off, I was ranting and raving on Monday about Ronna McDaniel and that whole mess. So, I was elated when I found out the NBC decided that Ronna McDaniel is not going to be on their staff. So let's just pause for a moment of appreciation. We did that. We like to say that at Grassroots of Democracy. We did that. Democracy strong. There was a big win in Alabama. A big Democratic win in Alabama. Let me just see if I can get the details for you. In a very red district. And it was... Can somebody pull that up for me? Who got elected in Alabama? It was a woman. And you guys can look it up. More Democrats running in elections winning. More Democrats running in elections winning. Marilyn Sands. Thank you, Warren, for looking that up for me. I did see the name. I didn't write it down. All right, so we're on our way. She won by... And what was the seat that she won? What was she running for? There's elections going on always in America somewhere. We are really on top of that at Grassroots of Democracy in terms of making sure that we get people to get out and vote. Carrie Lake is in trouble. Ronna McDaniel got booted from her almost contract. It was a state position. Okay. So Alabama, man, that's red, 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 red. And don't be fooled. Even though that we look at some states like they're red, 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 a lot of times they're that heavily that way because we're not getting accurate counts of how many people are for democracy. So Carrie Lake, she dropped her lawsuit or her court dates. She just kind of dropped out of it because she had not enough evidence to back up the lies, because lies don't come with evidence, you know. Did anyone tell her? Alright, so we're going to take a look at some things, and we're on the brink of the Easter season. Hang on a second. I don't know, it just feels really dark in here. Maybe that's because it's dark out in it. Hang on. Is that better? Yeah, I can see. I can see now. The barge smashing into the Baltimore bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge. I was reading today about that. It was such a tragedy. And I was reading today about that, and the people who died in that disaster that were working on the bridge, I think they were all from South America. So immigrants that come here, we know, take the hard jobs. And they take these hard jobs. I was watching a little program about cruise ships last night. And, you know, if you've ever been on a cruise ship, that all the workers are from all over the world, and they work really, really, really hard on the cruise ships. All people from all over the world, speaking all different languages, all different shapes, sizes, and colors. People just are real like melting pot when you're on a cruise ship, which I've only been on maybe twice. But what they do is they work really hard and they send their money home to their families in their countries that are poor. So we had workers on that bridge, on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, who died. And they're immigrants who are working really hard to feed their families, not only here, but back home. This whole thing about immigrants are vermin and, you know, all these horrible things that the fascists say, human beings. They're human beings. Yeah, they do 12-hour days, 7 days a week. They're human beings. We should be grateful, right? Not that you guys aren't. There's a Betsy Ross Bridge in Philly, built about the same time. Has the supports protected by concrete in the river. Interesting. These glasses are terrible. I can't see a thing. Trump calls them animals. And then there's another person that I've mentioned before running for governor of North Carolina by the name of Mark Robinson. We've talked about him before. These are people that have like murderer minds, murderer mindsets. And actually, I do need my glasses for a second because I wanted to read you something. And it's this. I was just reading up on Mark Elias' Democracy Docket from today. And I just want to read you one of the updates. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin vetoed a bill passed by the state of Virginia's Democratic-controlled legislature to ban guns near polling places, voter registration sites, and other election locations. So why a governor of a state would get a bill, and in the bill it says, we want to keep the American people that work at the polls safe and the voters safe. We want a gun ban around the proximity of where people vote. That's what we want. If you are a leader and your state legislature, if they came to you and they said, we want to pass a bill because we want to make people not afraid because there's so many guns, there's more guns than people in this country. So can we ban guns near polling places? If you were the leader, if you were the governor, and you were like, no, not doing it. In a country like America, where gun massacres happen routinely, where if there's a period of time that goes by where we haven't heard anything about those tragic, horrifying things called gun massacres, Glenn Youngkin says no. Oh yeah, you want people to be safe, to feel safe at the polling places? No. That's a monster. And you know that that's the lesser of it. That's just like, we're getting to a point where it's like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, right? Somebody's saying about, Electra Storm is saying about Glenn Youngkin. He's upset because the project he wanted failed because the Democrats blocked it. It would have cost the taxpayers billions to pay for it. Yeah, and then to pull a tantrum on the people. It's like, nah, I'm not going to let you have guns banned at the polling places. And then we have Mark Robinson. It's despicable for one person having control for an entire state. I totally agree with that. And then there's Mark Robinson. And we're going to talk about Francis Scott Key. We're going to get back to that. Mark Robinson, who's running for governor of North Carolina. Everybody wake up. I've been horrified by this whole thing since I ever even read about him for the first time. He wants to bring back what Hitler said and not ban what Hitler said. He wants us to be full on, let's talk like Hitler. He wants to take away women's voting rights. He doesn't want women to be treated like citizens. He wants to take away women's voting rights. Oh, Joe Lieberman passed today. I didn't know that. Oh, let's have a moment of silence. Thanks for letting me know. And he wants Mark Robinson wants a full-on nationwide abortion ban. He's running for governor. Does anybody know this, or am I telling you for the first time? I have a pretty astute audience here, so I know you've probably heard this. And when I read that man's energy, I pick up a murderous kind of a vibe. And he's a black man who's an anti-Semite, and he's racist. I don't understand black men that are racist against the black community. I cannot figure that out. Oh, Ryan's seen him many times on Midas Touch. Yeah. Now, I heard about Mark Robinson when we have a Grassroots of Democracy meeting every Saturday. And during that meeting, sometimes we just take a little time to do some research, and I was just doing some research and found him. The person running to direct school boards is just as bad as Robinson. So everybody, run for something. Run for something. That's what's starting to happen. There's a woman, I think her name is Jessica Piper, who writes for Substack. And by the way, I'm on Substack. I write 3 articles a week. They're the same content as what you get in my Grassroots of Democracy newsletters, but I do need people to subscribe. So go to Grassroots of Democracy group on Substack. So this woman, Jessica Piper, I think I have her name right. She has a Substack. And she's running for office in, it's a southern state. I don't want to get it wrong. I think it might be Alabama, but don't quote me on that. And she is saying that these really the GOP, I'm going to call them fascists, running for office, so many are running uncontested. So rather than have somebody in there that's a horrible, horrible monster of a person, why not have a decent person at least challenge them? You can't have one of these people running uncontested. That's just asking for it, right? Since I'm on the topic of Robinson, I'm going to pull, actually, I need my nefarious cards for that. Who's hating? Wait a minute. We don't have hate here. Unfortunately, there are a lot of anti-black people in your community. Are there anti-white people in the white community? I mean, I don't understand that. I don't get it. Some things you just can't wrap your mind around, right? Since I was just talking about Mark Robinson. Oh, we have 200 people in the chat. That's our quorum for a group hug. Missouri had almost half uncontested seats. Now it's down to 18%. Oh, that's great news, Thomas. I like that news. Now so people are getting the message. They need to run. Robinson is only looking for power. Oh, he's looking for a lot more than that with the things that he's saying. Right, Angela? Run for something. I mean, it's not like we're being sent to war to be on the battlefield. Just run for something. I'd run for something, but I'm kind of doing, we have to like lean into what our gifts are. I bring people together. John Eastman has been disbarred. Oh, thanks for dropping in to let us know that, Kathy Beal, our resident astrologer. Good, good, good. Good news. Dad joke before group hug. Did you hear about the nurse who didn't want to become a doctor? She didn't have the patience. That's definitely a dad joke. All right, we'll do a group hug before we read on Robinson. Please hit the thumbs up. Please take a second and subscribe to my channel. It's free. It's free to subscribe. And it's free to hit the thumbs up. All right, ready? As we do a group hug, let's hug all the Democrats and the willing Republicans. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you guys are so loving. I just feel the warm fuzzies. That's great. Back into the slime. 3 cards about Robinson. What's his fate? What is up with him? Well, it's weird because when I tune into him, I feel like he's not really in his body. That's concerning. How late are you? You're not that late. You're not that late. What's up with Mark Robinson? That man has a lot of demons. That man has a lot of the Ten of Swords. Well, this is kind of like literal. Mark Robinson treats women like they're witches. Mark Robinson thinks of women like as if they're witches. It's a Bridget Bishop card. She was accused of being a witch and executed. Mark Robinson views women as needing to be put in their place and destroyed in a certain way. They're doing deep dives into applicant social media and even looking at what music and person you listen to. If you listen to Taylor Swift, you're too liberal. Who is they, Michael? Who are you referring to? There's a lot of theys out there. We're getting the news. John Eastman has been disbarred. Good. So we got Ronna McDaniel is not going to be on NBC. And Eastman has just been disbarred. And Trump has a gag order on him. Yeah, that Robinson guy is a dangerous guy. So we're still reading on him. 5 of Cups. Well, this doesn't bode well. I don't think Robinson is going to have the support. Thank God. Jeff Clark is facing disbarment too. Okay, good. Wow, was his mama mean or did he get dumped by a girl? Robinson? He must have trauma because when I tune into him, he's a big guy. I feel like he's not in his body. And that's concerning to me because if somebody's really not grounded in their body, like something can jump in. I'm just saying. Just saying. So the 5 of Cups, yeah, I feel a lot of, that man is hiding a lot of trauma. Doesn't justify his heinous behavior, but when something's really intense within a person and they're really pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down, that can just come out sideways and weird. Trump is using what music his people listen to will disqualify them from holding a job with his organization. What? He's using the music that people listen to disqualify them for holding a job with his organization? Is he, tapping into their phones or something, Trump? Somebody needs a new body? Well, you just work with the one you have. All right. So as far as Robinson goes, I don't think he's going to get elected. I'm not really seeing that. I missed your first post. It was just on Joy Reid's show. Oh yeah, I miss a lot of people's posts, especially when my glasses aren't working right. I don't get that Mark Robinson is going to get elected. I get that people are going to be thinking, well, he said that? People are going to be like, no way. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. It's the women. Check this out on on him. It's hard to read cards and watch the chat. Yeah, and Betty, I have your... Pause. Sorry. I know. I keep changing the subject. This is what Betty sent me. I haven't taken them out of the bag yet. We're still reading on Mark Robinson, but we're lightening up the energy with this. Hang on. They're for Christmas, but I just wanted to show you. Oh, lighten it up. These are Christmas gifts from Betty. And I don't mean to confuse you. I know we're in Easter. Aren't they cute? Mark Robinson, see, somebody's asking, so we're enlightening you. They look at your social media to see what you're listening to. Those are really cute. Oh, thank you, Betty. We're covering a few topics right now. Let me back up. Mark Robinson is running for governor of North Carolina. I also spoke about Glenn Youngkin, who vetoed a bill to keep the polling places safe from guns. Going back to Mark Robinson, who's running for governor of North Carolina. He's an anti-Semite, he's a misogynist, and he's a racist. And he spews violent rhetoric. Going back to Trump, people in the chat were talking about Trump wanting to know what anybody working for his organization is listening to. Can you say fascism? I heard somebody earlier on the news say something like, is Trump real, or it might have been a headline, is he really a fascist? Well, yeah. Anyway. We'll get to those other questions in a sec. Anyway, so the card that I pulled was, hang on a sec, because I had it and it was very revealing. I must have dropped it, but I'll just tell you that it was Lizzie Borden. So that, about Mark Robinson, so that means that the women are going to bring the axe down. We'll just put it that way. I don't see him winning. I don't see him winning. Because there's going to be more Democrats running in elections winning. Can you imagine somebody banning you from listening to the music that you want to listen to? I have a song about January 6th, so Trump is going to love that one. Because I mentioned Glenn Youngkin, and actually the reason I brought that up, it was fresh in my mind, was because I subscribe to Mark Elias's Democracy Docket, and he keeps you updated as to how the GOP is stealing our voting rights. And that was an update. Glenn Youngkin wants to make sure people can have guns at the polling places. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about Glenn Youngkin. Why did the elephant quit his job? He was working for peanuts. Those seem like really old ones, Thomas. Glenn Youngkin's fate. I don't know when he's up for re-election, but we're just going to look at his fate. Glenn Youngkin was trying to tiptoe around the women's rights issue, and he was trying to, oh, look how lenient I am. I'll just make the abortion ban 15 weeks. No. Let women talk to their doctors about what's right for their health. Shut up. When I say shut up like that, I think of Virginia Fox. I shouldn't say it like that. Shut up! Remember that press conference with MAGA Mike? And they asked him about his involvement in January 6th, the reporters, at a press conference that Mike Johnson called. So they asked him about January 6th, and then Virginia Fox was like, shut up! Youngkin is Virginia, yes. So we're looking at the fate of Glenn Youngkin. Well, I have the Tower card. That doesn't seem calm. Hey Damon, how about that cute governor of Maryland? I'm not sure that I saw. Oh, yes, I think I did. What's the governor of Maryland's name? It's escaping me at the moment. Yes. Cute. Do you remember that old lady? That was Virginia Fox. Shut up! I'm saying that to Glenn Youngkin. The Tower card. That doesn't bode well for Glenn Youngkin. The Five of Swords is massive, massive challenges for Glenn Youngkin. I really think the women are really pissed. Damon, you would go for a drink with him? Well, you know, take a plane trip, Damon. Go help with the bridge. in Baltimore. Page of Swords. What I get about Glenn Youngkin is the women are going to retaliate. They're going to vote him out. The Tower card. I really do feel a wave of people in America finally like, okay, well, not that we haven't felt this before, but it's kind of building. It's very slowly building. It's like, we have had enough. We've had enough. The Page of Swords is, he's going to get the word about how unpopular he is, but I really get about Glenn Youngkin that he's in his little bubble, and he thinks everyone loves him. Him with his yuppie vest. I haven't said that word in a long time. Yeah. Oh, he can only have one term. When is it over? He could run for something else. How do you deal with a fear of speed bumps? You slowly get over it. Where's my bell? It's not handy. Good job. He's done in 2026, Youngkin. What other monster can we read on? Pick a monster, any monster. This is Youngkin's last year, but it doesn't mean he wouldn't run for something else. Protesters at the Supreme Court today. What were they hearing today? Was it the mifepristone? You want the hot witch cards? I can pull those out. Yes. Baltimore is your home. Baltimore is Darren's home. So sad. As far as that bridge, let me say something, because I really do feel the other side is speaking. I really do believe, because of the work that I do, I really do believe that people that cross over on the other side, many guide us and speak to us. They guide us and they speak to us. And we all know Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner, right? The national anthem, right? Do you guys all know that, right? I hope that you do. I hope that you do know that he's the poet that penned our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Warren knows. Very good, very good. Okay, so it's common knowledge, right? If you're an American citizen, there's no excuse for us not to know that. I mean, you might have forgot his name here and there, but that's who wrote the Star Spangled Banner. What has Trump done to the Star Spangled Banner? Do you guys know that? We're having a conversation here. What has Donald Trump done to our national anthem? Crystal Blue's Persuasion knew that it was Francis Scott Key, but it says I'm 63. That's funny. Everyone should know. He stole the tuna. Are you saying tuna? I thought I said tuna. He stole the tune. He desecrated it. And do you all remember when the flag was sacred? He violated it. Donald Trump took our national anthem that was penned by Francis Scott Key, who that bridge was named after, and Donald Trump is destroying, well, to some degree he's already destroyed. He has a plan to destroy America. And a barge loses power, a big, powerful barge loses power and smashes into the bridge, and a huge tragedy. just going to leave you with, you know, let that sink in. That's a message. That is a message. And now we're going to read on the loser. Scott Key stole the UK. Was that a UK anthem also? Because it was God Save the Queen. God... Our country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Okay, so we stole that one. I don't think we stole the national anthem. That would be news to me. Hang on, because I want to know if Francis Scott Key is speaking to us from the other side. Warning, warning, warning. Yeah, he wrote the poem. I don't know who wrote the music. I have to go in my music room and look. Did Francis Scott Key, was that a message from, I'm getting yes. I'm getting a kinda sorta. Did the energy of the desecration of our national anthem have something to do with the bridge? Yes, it had something to do with it. I think it was giving me, yeah, that's a spiritual message. It was giving me this because it wasn't Francis Scott Key's spirit. But it was a message. You know what? It's not crazy. I mean, throughout human civilization, people have looked for signs, right? We've looked for signs. Yeah. Now you can all look them up and find out the history of Francis Scott Key. Yeah, it's terrible. It's what a terrible tragedy. It's just so awful. I look at the connections of things. All right. Donald Trump. I'm going to just pull 3 cards about his current things that he's thinking in his demented brain. I can't listen to the January 6th version of the national anthem. I wouldn't. I'd be like, there's no way. Cheryl saying, please give blood. I did drive by a sign that said 3rd week in April here, so I will. Donald Trump is losing strength. Ooh, these are dark, dark cards. The 8 of Swords is prison. The 9 of Swords is sleepless nights. I'm reading on the loser. Yeah, don't listen to the January 6th version of the national anthem. It will make you weak. Like, it will be so negative, so many negative vibes, it will make you weak. You live 5 minutes from the Key Bridge. Yeah, man. We're sending prayers. It's really, really devastating. We'll get back to that topic in a moment. As far as Donald Trump is going, this is the jail card. I'm trying to brush up on the characters in this deck. And just find out who these people were in history. But this is a jail card as far as Trump is concerned. He's losing his strength. That must have been the original werewolf. And this is the Sleepless Nights. He's really, really stressed. Yeah, I can't listen to his voice either. I'm starting to turn his voice off. Just really amazing that he's well, I don't know, is he really officially the nominee? Yeah, my country 'tis of thee. That's the one we stole from the Brits. I don't know, they loaned it to us, I guess. Yeah, and he did a military salute. Trump did a military salute to the national anthem, bastardized, paying homage to people who incited a violent riot on our Capitol and people died. Yeah. Let's pull 3 more cards. Well, that was about his state of mind right now. Let's pull 3 more cards. I mean, I got the jail card. So let's see. He violated his gag order. Yes, we have some people putting up the history of Francis Scott Key up there, so read it if you didn't already know. Maybe you'll learn something at PNN. I hope you learn things at PNN. I do my best. Is Trump going to go to jail? Is he going to serve jail time for violating the gag order? That's a yes. Peter Stump was a German farmer and alleged serial killer accused of werewolvery, witchcraft, and cannibalism. I know, these cards, some of these people are... They're monsters. I'm getting that he's going to go to jail for violating the gag order. He's attacking Judge Michonne's daughter. Champagne is waiting for the big day. Which one? Which big day? Every day is a big day. 3 cards on the loser, on the loser's campaign. I'm going to pull 3 cards on the loser's campaign and the loser's brain. I'm feeling arrest. I'm feeling Judge Michonne is not. He's getting more evil every day. Yeah, the more scared he gets, the more evil. What brain? Exactly. All right. Well, his campaign and his brain. 4 of Pentacles. He's really scared about money. He's holding on to every little bit of money that he has. I heard that he's spent like $100 million total on legal fees. Unbelievable. That could feed a lot of children. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. This character, Phalaris, the people turn on him. I think this guy was a tyrant in Sicily and like around the Middle Ages. And the people, you know, the Sicilians and the Italians, when they got mad at a politician, they were just like, they were done. They were done. I mean, that's what I was reading about this character and what they did with him. I'm reading on Trump. What they did with him was they baked him in a cauldron in a, I don't know what that is. The Page of Pentacles. This is Trumpy. This is Trumpy. Oh, help me. Oh, help me. Please help me. Hanging on to the money for dear life, and the people are getting very angry at him. That's interesting. I actually want to say that, I want to say it like this. All except the people that are in the cult, that are MAGA, are starting to get furious. Marge, it looks like a pig roaster. Yeah, it actually was. I don't have the book in front of me right now, but the book that describes these characters in history, these madmen, it's pretty fascinating. Pretty fascinating. Alright, now we're going to pull 3 cards on MAGA Mike, and believe it or not, with all the icky energy I'm reading on right now, it's kind of like similar to when Mitch McConnell became the lesser of the evils. 3 cards on MAGA Mike. They went away on vacation. That's why we haven't heard much from them. It's kind of a relief, actually. Off they went on another... How many 2-week vacations has the GOP taken? MAGA Mike, MAGA Mike. The guides just said they're all going to get what's due them. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time for MAGA Mike. He was heavily involved in January 6th. And speaking of that, with the Ronna McDaniel thing and everything, well, Ronna McDaniel getting ousted from a potential contract with NBC has MAGA really up in arms. And when I saw that, and I was, speaking of champagne, I felt like popping the champagne. That was a big deal. That NBC succumbed to the pressure, not just from the other anchors on MSNBC and NBC, not just from them, but from us. You guys remember, if you were with me on Monday, I was on my soapbox. I was fit to be tied. I was so angry. And now Ronna wants to sue. They're acting as if they should be able to tell the media what the media can and cannot do. And on Fox, I saw some clips on Fox where they were just like, how could they? Oh, well, don't they know that they have to answer to the authorities? I mean, just, they weren't saying it exactly like that. But I was so taken aback. Like, have we really devolved to that level where if somebody stands up for truth, if the anchors at MSNBC and NBC, they put their foot down and they said, no, we're not gonna make all these lies the thing that we do. And on Fox, they act like it's a sin to stand for truthful reporting. And the other night when I read on this, before we found out she got ousted, which we found out yesterday, that she wasn't going to be on the contract. She wasn't going to work there. I was just, we were on the brink of something horrific. And Rachel Maddow, I haven't listened to her yet. Sometimes I don't. I couldn't listen to her on Monday night. I can listen to Rachel Maddow now in terms of the Ronna McDaniel thing, since it didn't happen. Yes, Damon's here. You need to talk to Damon. He's in the chat. Why do the maggots need so many vacations, Darren? I'll tell you why. Because they don't know how to do the job. Yeah, Fox is all mad. They can't believe. And Ronna McDaniel is now... Can you imagine not getting a job because the company considered that you didn't have the right qualifications? And then, so then you were like, I'm going to sue you. It doesn't work like that, Ronna. It doesn't. And Carrie Lake, it doesn't work like that. You can't just say that you won an election when you didn't have enough votes to win the election. It doesn't work like that. Go to your other MAGA planet. This is planet normal. Remember over the January 6th committee hearings when they were interviewing various people that worked around Trump? One of them said, his name's on the tip of my tongue. One of them said, there was team normal and team crazy. Yeah. Keith Olbermann was really great. Yeah, okay. I'll check that out too. Anyway, so the chair election was rigged. Betty and Libby should be there. Yeah, right. Yeah. I haven't listened to Keith Olbermann. Anyway, I'll listen to Rachel now that all kind of shook up. But we really have to be vigilant. Elon is complaining about NBC firing her. We can't normalize this. That's when I was reading on it on Monday, I was really nervous that people would start normalizing somebody who's actively destroying democracy. Ronna McDaniel actively involved in helping Trump. I really felt like we can't do this. We can't normalize this. And I just want to remind you that on Monday night when I was reading on it, the cards said that there was a risk that we wouldn't stay engaged enough, and it would just slip by us the next time. MAGA Mike. It's just a matter of time before MAGA Mike gets ousted. And when I read on this the other night, I got that the reason MAGA Mike was going to get ousted was not Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was his involvement in the insurrection. Oh, and then there was Nancy Mace. So they're trying to make this a thing. Trying to accuse going on a show for an interview. And so the interviewer asks the interviewee a question, and she was trying to bait him. She was trying to... Nancy Mace. Betty Cantrell says she sees Jeffries in the speaker by June. I think I've read on it and seen that. Are you telling me that I'm ignoring you? Say it again. Whatever it is you want to say, just say it again. You know me, I get all ranty. Maga Mike. Okay, the Eight of Cups, having regrets. Try not to look at the cards literally. Maga Mike is regrets. That's regrets. I know, it's bad. They're boiling him. Yes, that interview with George Stephanopoulos, and then my point was about that, and then she turned around and tried to sue them. They're in a lawsuit. He will not give you any more dad jokes until Betty and Libby are sitting behind me. They are. I don't know if I can go grab Betty Bunny because she's got lights wrapped around her. All right, stay there. There you go. I can kind of go halfway. I get that Maga Mike is going to be called out, and the Empress is the United States. The United States wins over Maga Mike. And you know, I was reading something that was mentioning the secret documents, the Mar-a-Lago, all that. And in this article, when I see these words, Trump versus United States, because that's what the case is called. Oh, most of them, right? Trump versus the United States. Trump versus the United States. It's right in front of us. Trump versus the United States. What does that tell you? Was FDR a founding father in a previous life? If so, which one? Gee, you're looking for details? I'll just ask if FDR was a... Are you asking for a reason? Was FDR a founding father, one of our founding fathers in a past life? I get yes. I do get yes. A January 6th participant sending threatening phone calls to Nancy Pelosi and head of Homeland Security got 11 months in jail. For threatening Nancy Pelosi? Also, a woman threatened Judge Youngkin. And I think she got jail time too. Yeah, it tells you Trump versus the United States. That means he's an enemy, right? Is it me? It's so obvious. Okay, so I'm a little disturbed that we haven't heard much about Biden, but it's not because Biden isn't doing everything possible that he can to help Americans. Trump is a traitor, yes, absolutely. We will read on Biden momentarily. Back to the bridge in Baltimore. I know it's hard to believe because we're normal. We're team normal. I know it's hard to believe, but the conspiracy theorists are turning the barge crashing into the bridge into conspiracy. They're probably blaming it on the Democrats. And just let's have a moment of gratitude that Pete Buttigieg is now, the guy, the go-to head of transportation. And remember a while back, was it a bridge that collapsed before, a road or a bridge that collapsed? And they thought it was going to take months and months. Where was that? They thought it was going to take months and months. It was a major throughway, and it actually took not very much time. Where was that? It's actually as follows. The United States versus Donald John Trump, right? Minneapolis, yeah. No, it was later than that. Philadelphia. It was not that long ago. Mayor Pete was in charge. Come on, somebody must know. Philly. I think it was Philly. Pennsylvania. Okay. Yeah, I think that's where it was. Thank you. All right, before I go to the other deck, who else is horrible that we need to read on? It took 3 weeks to repair I-95. That was amazing. If Trump was in office right now, oh well, we'd have nothing. We'd have nothing. I mean, we won't even go there. I'm gonna pull 3 cards about the status of, I know, Stephen Miller, that's what I was thinking of. Ken Paxton, Leonard Leo. I'm actually gonna go with, I'm gonna go with the orchestrators, the planners, it's not gonna happen, of Project 2025 and how that's going. I'm actually going to go with the planners of the Project 2025, which covers a few people. You thought maybe Trump was steering that big boat that ran into the fridge? Here we go with the conspiracy theories. Well, metaphorically, it kind of fits, right? If you think about it. Yeah, so the Francis Scott Key Bridge is a connector to, yeah, it's a major connector for our supply chain. We are all connected. We can't escape it. We cannot. We are all connected. We're all interdependent. The crew is from Sri Lanka? Oh, okay. They are saying the bridge collapse is because of, wait, because of the DEI. That is crazy. The ship is not an American flag ship. Well, you're assuming that they go on facts, right? They make stuff up, and it's not even believable what they make up, which is unbelievable. Anyway, as far as their plans for 2025. They will be met with many challenges. Project 2025, I'm not seeing it gaining any traction. But let's not have a false sense of security. And I have Joan of Arc. This is a Knight of Wands, but as far as Project 2025 goes, we're going to get down and we're going to get gritty and we're going to get like, not on our watch. You're not going to destroy our lives and the lives of all the people that we love and care about. You're not going to destroy our legacy of being democracy for 240 odd years. You're not going to, not on our watch. Nope, not happening. Not happening. Because we're paying attention. We're large and in charge. Let's read on Joe Biden. I think about Joe Biden and it's a complete shift of energy. Complete shift of energy. I get that Joe Lieberman passed easily. I get that I'm feeling like he was ill and maybe he was having morphine and maybe he had cancer. I feel like he's good. His family, I'm sure, is like devastated, and his friends, but I feel like he's good on the other side. He's at peace. Let's read on Joe Biden. Whenever I think of Joe Biden, I see him smiling. He had a fall. Yeah, well, when people fall and they're not in good health, that's not a good thing. I see him smiling, so there must be something good going on. Well, Joe Lieberman fell, but I'm not picking up that he died right away. Like, did he fall off of a tall building? And, you know, I'll have to read about it. Yeah, complications from a fall. That's what, I'm just telling you what I'm picking up. That's all. It's just what I do. Joe Biden. He is laying the groundwork. He is pouring the foundation of the strong house. This is Joe Biden that he's building. Yeah, Joe Lieberman was good. That's so unfortunate. Joe Biden is surrendering to the higher power, but also surrendering to the American people. Yeah, complications from a fall for Lieberman. Yeah, sad. Gotta watch people when they're older. I always worry about that. It's like, you know, steady on your feet. You know, it's really precarious. So as far as Joe Biden goes, well, what do you think? I mean, this is the Carl Jung deck, and you know, they don't have any words, just pictures. I kind of like that, but I'm just getting used to them. Joe Biden, this is the surrender card. He's surrendering to a higher power. Joe Biden's got some big connections going on. And the Four of Wands is he's laying the groundwork, the corners, like the four corners of a house. He's laying a firm foundation. Surrendering it to the higher power, praying a lot, and we're praying too. And this is Biden on top. Okay, so, dentist dad joke. What did the judge say to the dentist? Did you swear to pull the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the truth? So, Thomas, I think you took out the oldest dad joke books tonight. Those just feel like they're the old. They're great. They're funny. Betty sends Biden love and light every day, as do I. Say a lot of prayers. I have some tea leaves. Is anybody else in a time warp? I feel like time's all like screwed up. Today I kept thinking it was Friday. Tea leaves everywhere. All right, hang on. We got to get these tea leaves going. Okay. 3 cards to let's do 3 cards to just carry us over to Friday. Time's going so fast, yeah. Church of Spirituality. Yes, I have a few services coming up. And Church of Spirituality has its own channel now. It's at Church of Spirituality. Type it into YouTube in the search bar. A lot of solar flares. I talked Monday about we're kind of sandwiched in between some very intense energy of 2 eclipses. So if you feel like agitated or frustrated or short-tempered, just learn how to breathe deeply. Yes, lots of energy right now. 3 cards to take us till Friday. I'm just getting used to these cards. Thank you. It's fun to be with you too. Okay, so the 3 of Cups is celebration. I'm picking up that between now and Friday, we're going to have a piece of good news that's going to just make us all go, yes. So then that would be 2. Because NBC not having Ronna McDaniel on their paid staff, it's a bigger deal than I think we're realizing. Did you have another joke? Passover dad joke. How does Moses make his tea? He brews it. I like that one. Now Passover isn't until next month. I was looking today. It's not until the 22nd. Easter comes early this year. And exhale will be great. Well, inhale. Exhale. Maybe we should do group breathing exercises too. Between now and Friday, it looks like we're going to get some good news. And we're going to kind of feel good news about a woman. But that's not all. I think we're going to get good news about where the American people are. And this is, I believe this is this is the world card. Good news on the world stage is what I'm picking up too. Are we going to have good news on the world stage? Oh, that's interesting. We do need good news. Cheryl saying, peeps. I actually don't have any peeps this year. It's probably a good thing. Bad for your teeth. Thank you to everybody in the past who sent me peeps. I don't think I didn't appreciate it. I made a lot of Rice Krispie treats. Thank you to everyone who sent me gifts and donations. Warren's asking me if Netanyahu will resign. Warren, I want to know if you've ever heard me read on him, because I've read on him many, many, many times. And maybe I'll start writing up a newsletter for you. Okay, tea leaves. I did write a little something on my board. Help me to help you. This work, this channel, is 100% supported by my viewers. Book a psychic reading, psychicannettedion.com, and thank you. I'm reading the chat. Help me to help you. I've been doing this work for over 30 years. This is all that I do. A few announcements before I read the tea leaves. One is that over the Holy Week, based on the Christian calendar, but there's lots of universal spiritual messages, which is why I do this every year. Church of Spirituality. Go to @Church of Spirituality on YouTube. And tomorrow, Holy Thursday, I'm doing a service. Good Friday, I'm doing a service. Holy Saturday, I'm just reading off the Christian calendar. Holy Saturday and Easter Sunday sunrise service. It looks like the sun's going to come out, and my regular service at 1. But my church service is now on @Church of Spirituality. So remember that. Yes, that's a new channel for church. I know it's going to take a while for people to catch on. Hopefully not. And if you want to get on the email list, churchofspirituality.online. Just, the billions of people are celebrating a sacred season now. Thank you for your donation. I like to ride the wave of that, which is what I do in the Christmas season also. Grassroots of Democracy, please join us. Please, it's fun, more fun when we're together. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. And when you become a member at the top 2 levels, you're invited to a psychic party the last Saturday of the month, and that would be this Saturday, the 30th. It's coming up fast. At the world level and the high priestess level. Please become a member. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps me a lot. And you get an affirmation in your inbox every day when you become a member at all 3 levels. Thank you for your support. Let's read some tea leaves. I have a fancy tea leaf reader pointer. Where hast I put it? I don't know. It's probably right in front of me. And I'm moving in May, so the more business I get, the easier it's going to be. I'm moving this whole production because I have to move. Okay. We have you can tell me what you see. I see where all this fog is coming from. That looks like a man running with a bouquet of flowers. This looks like an animal looking at its reflection. What kind of animal is that? Has a long neck. What kind of animal has a long neck that will be looking down? A monkey? And there's a little flame of fire. We're going to have good news that comes in quickly. And there's a person running with a bouquet of flowers into Saturn. There's gifts in the difficulty. That's a message there. A llama, right. It does look like a llama. It's a giraffe. It's the legs aren't long enough. There, because he's running into Saturn with a bouquet and there's love here, don't forget that when difficult things happen, big changes that must happen occur. I'm just going to look up llama because I kind of agree with you. It does look like a llama. I don't know if llama would be in here. Let me see. Not llama. What's... Oh, it might be a... let's go with lamb. Because I don't have llama in here. Let's go with lamb. Could be a lamb. It's whatever you think it is. A lamb... You know, just being with the season that we're in. Am I losing my mind? Let's see, probably. A lamb. Oh, it's under sheep. Good fortune and peaceful interludes are signified here. Peace! Peace! Good news. Good peeps. Good peeps. You're all good peeps. We'll be back on Friday. We have a Grassroots of Democracy meeting tomorrow in which we have conversations about what's going on in our democracy and we update one another. Please go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Please support Flamingo. That could work too. Please support pro-democracy channels like this one. I'm going to start calling myself the Psychic Activist, and I love for you all to join me. I love you all. I wanted to tell you too that Damon. Stealing Mary Lamb? No. What else did I want to tell you? My record. It's getting there. The first 2 songs are almost finished. I have a song about January 6th. Trump is going to hate it because it's the truth. And I have a song called We've Got to Come Together. And I'm going to lay down, bringing in the guitar player, overdubbing some things. And those 2 songs will be done in the near future. Good Friday. Why are you asking me about Good Friday with a question mark? Not understanding. I'm doing a service 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But if you're on the churchofspirituality.online, if you're on that website and you put your email address in, you will receive the schedule. All right. Love you all. Gotta go. Namaste. See you Friday. Or at Grassroots.